It's a week before Thanksgiving, and we're talking sides. We're talking ailments with Bob Ducca, and we are talking to Sophie Santos about her road trip across the country. Is it planned well? Should you be staying with a friend of a friend? And ultimately, we get into it with Rob and a crazy text that he got when a person from his church emailed him years later about wanting to stay in his house. This is a big, big episode. Oh, and don't you forget, there is some Bob Ducca fiction coming up. Well, not fiction, I should say memoir in this episode as well. A lot is on the table today. Rob and I go full dad mode, and I even pull out some AMSMR. Did I say that right? No, I didn't. And we even pull out some ASMR. Now I'm in my head about it. Anyway, I shouldn't know about it. Enjoy the show. Bam! What's up? Oh, Rob, I think you are. Rob, are you frozen? Oh,
welcome,
man, you got me.
To the best of
week 2, second best of week. It worked out so well last week. We're coming back with some best of clips. Rob, we have so many fun memories on this show.
So many fun memories, and I'm so glad that we pre-recorded this so that we can just throw to clips.
That's right. Here's a great moment when remember this when I was talking to you about how much I love Yankee Candles. I mean, it was from one of our earlier episodes. So check out this clip of me talking to Rob about Yankee Candles. Molly, throw that clip. Rob. You smell this? Yankee Candle.
That was great.
Wow, that was a fun bit. Oh my God, I love that. That was a classic best.
Do you remember? Clip. Yeah. I want to show a quick clip of. Remember when I was doing the funny voice of the baby that everybody loves?
Oh my God, Rob! One of our classic moments. Let's hit it.
Okay, here we go. Whoops, sorry. Let's get ready for the clip.
Hey. It's Fat Baby.
Oh my God, Rob, that was
great.
I love that.
I could watch clips like this all night. You know what, Paul? I feel like as far as prank shows go, this has been a great prank show, but we should just come clean. It's not a clip show. This is
not
real.
A clip show. Those were clips from the show,
but
they were there. The rest of the show.
Memorable moments.
But Rob, we have a big show. We have
a huge show tonight.
Sophie, if you don't know her, she performs at the Dynasty Typewriter Theater out here in Los Angeles. She just wrote a great book called The One You Want to Marry. She also is a stand-up and a writer. And I'm very excited because there's a fact about Sophie that you may not know that I know.
Oh, I probably know it.
Okay, well, we'll see. I'm going to ask her about it. when she gets here.
Okay.
But she
ask me. Give me a hint.
No, I'm gonna save it for the moment because I feel like we all have to enjoy it. It's not a gotcha moment. I'm not doing.
I got a quick bone. Can I pick a bone with the audience? I know that.
Yeah. Can we just also tell them that Bob Ducca is coming too? And then let's pick a bone.
Yes, absolutely. How do you want to do it? How do you want to say the Bob Ducca thing?
I mean, maybe if you just say, "Oh, and also Bob Ducca's on the show tonight."
Okay, and then we'll just edit out all of this.
Yeah, we'll edit out this part, and then you'll say, and you'll go, and also Bob Ducca's on the show tonight. But Paul, before we get to that, I have a bone to pick with the audience. If you do it like that, I think it'll be really smooth. All right, great. So we'll take it again, and 5, 4, 3, and.
You know, another guest we have on the show is Bob Ducca, who's always great. Always great. One of my favorite misanthropes. He's always got a lot of ailments and things. Yeah. I hear he's in better health. I think he's in. I think health-wise, he's doing pretty good.
I know he has a brand new podcast on Comedy Bang Bang World that Jason Mantzoukas is actually the producer or audio engineer for. So that's interesting.
Oh, wow. Also, I have a quick bone to pick with the audience.
That was great. By the way, that was great.
Thanks. I feel pretty good about it. Thank you.
Hold on one second, Rob. I got to tell you something. Hold on one second. Rob, let me see.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Oh, you did great. No, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on.
What is that? It sounded like the ocean.
Okay. Rob. Well,
yeah.
I had it.
You turned it off.
Rob,
yeah.
you did a great job there. That was a great transition you just made.
Thank you.
I feel like the audience didn't even know that we reset.
Can I ask a question about the ears?
Sure. Yeah, what's up?
Did you have to special order the white ones because you didn't?
Oh, please don't.
No, I'm making this about race. Is this because to me that seems like some sort of custom thing that you requested?
I mean, it is. I mean, technically, these are my own ears. That's my own thing. These are molded after my own ears.
Oh, wow.
I'll do a little dad. Okay, you want a little dad ASMR?
Yeah, give me some ASMR.
I gotta tell you, I'm real excited about this new Ghostbusters movie.
Have you seen it? It's already out. It's already out.
Oh, I'm excited. I like the big marshmallow man, so I'm sure I'm gonna like the little small guys too.
It also has the world's sexiest guy, Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, Paul Rudd. Well,
Sexiest.
I don't like. Okay, well that's cool. I mean, I thought it was gonna be Slimer. Was the world's sexiest?
I'm reading the comment. I'm reading the chat. Molly does not like this ASMR stuff.
I'll put it down.
Against it.
Well, Rob, I wanted to tell you, like last night, I did a stream to celebrate the 5,000 members in the Discord to kind of say thank you to all the amazing people who have been in Discord. And I had to run out to take my child to Vanilla Ice to basketball. And I ran out and I forgot to shut down my setup. And that meant that for 90 minutes, it was just an empty chair in this backdrop. And when I came back home an hour and a half later, there were still 78 people in the chat watching an empty chair. So
no,
yeah, there were 78 people.
That brings up
that
brings up a good point about our audience. I have told you this privately before that I'm worried about a lot of our audience. I'm worried that they are not living their best lives. Do you know what I mean? Like if there's 78 people that are just riveted to your, so it was an empty chair.
Here's what I'm going to say, Rob. I think they are living their best life. First of all, it was an after party vibe going on. But here's why I think they're great. We live in a world where it's go, go, go. What's next? What's new? Give me the thing. And these people are like, you know what? We are so comfortable and confident with watching an empty chair in a space for 90 minutes. And I don't know who can do that.
Yeah. Well, what about this? What percentage of our viewers do you think are using like salvia or DMT or something where they're just kind of like, or heroin or something where they're just like,
wow,
and they're just like drool, and then like maybe that's what's going on with our audience.
Well, Liz says 105%. That seems to be high. Some people are saying 39. Farm Boy saying 39%.
Yeah.
But look, people are saying that they're using Seth Rogen's houseplant, which will it will give you what you want.
It'll get you there. Yeah.
People are shooting H right now. People are huffing Raid. I'm looking at
all
of it.
Some people, I haven't huffed Raid. I'm not sure that is a buzz that I would go for. If you are thinking about huffing, I don't know that Raid would be the thing. You're talking about
drug did you do? Yeah. What did you ever do a questionable drug? Like, did you ever do anything that was like, yeah?
I mean, all I've done is weed, currently, and mushrooms. I've never done coke. I've never done obviously heroin. I've never done I've never done ecstasy. No.
Oh wow.
I should do it. I really want to do acid because I think that would be good for me.
No, I think Rob, I think that would be terrible. I would say the craziest thing that I've done where I'm like, this is not good for my body. And so clearly not good for my body. Like the other things I could justify on some level was a whippet. Like a whippet.
Oh yeah. I've done whippets. Yeah.
A whippet,
but
to me,
a million years ago.
Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, a long time ago. But like, and then when you would see people who would have a cracker, like they would be like, you know what? It's almost like a person who carries around a bottle opener in their pocket. It's like, you know what? I'm going to come in such contact with beer bottles that I need to have this on me all the time because I'm not going to bar. I'm opening in the wild. So whenever someone carried a cracker, it was like it
What do you
wasn't just
mean?
like, hey, we're having fun.
What is a
What?
cracker? What do you mean?
You've never seen that? Like when people would do whippets, they would carry a cracker, so it would basically like crack the whippet tube, and then it would fill up the balloon.
Is a you mean are you trying to say bottle opener? Some of the words you say sometimes, like you say pillow, you know.
Yeah. No, I thought it was called a cracker. Like,
Oh,
am I right on
yeah,
that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm an old man.
Let me see.
I have
I'm
no
gonna
idea.
look it up online. Because I think the whippet tubes were different. They weren't like a bottle opener.
Ooh, someone in the chat said they saw someone die from a whippet.
Oh God.
Is that?
Yeah, this is the cracker that I'm talking about. So, okay, this is perfect. I'm going to show it up on the screen right now.
I hope this is like some redneck. I hope this has been an elaborate joke to show like a redneck, like a Jeff Foxworthy joke.
Okay, here it is. This is a cracker. Oh yeah, that would be. Hold on. All right. So it's like this. So you put the little you put the whippet in there, and then you twist it. You put the balloon on the other end, and then the balloon blows up. So it's like you're cracking it. So that's a cracker.
Well, I knew guys in college that would steal huge tanks from like auto repair places that have, because whatever that is, nitrous oxide is what it is. And I think a lot of like places like car repair places that do like welding and shit like that, they have tanks of it. And so like I knew guys that would like steal those tanks and then go have parties, but then they would do so much of it, like, you know, they would pass out and they turned blue and like people would have to revive. Like it was not great.
The way I envisioned it was like you were like inhaling poison, but the poison was so quick. It was like a really hard dose of secondhand smoke. It was like, oh, I just got like your brain just got coated for a second. And you're like, I'm super high. And now I'm not. Like, that's how long like a whippet high lasts. And it really is like, it's not like it doesn't last for more than really 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think it lasts like 15, 30 seconds, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is people are telling some terrible whippet stories. I'm not even gonna Julesy, I'm not even gonna repeat it.
That can't be true. That can't be true.
It's too crazy. All right. Well, we have our first guest coming up, but Abracadabra, I want to know what the pass out game is. Can you describe it?
Should I bring up the that text thing or should I wait a little bit? We might need some more time to.
We might need some more time to really break that down because I feel like I don't want to
shortchange. Let's talk about some things that we want to talk about later, and so we don't forget.
This is like us teasing it.
Yeah, I got a I'll just read it later, but I got what I think is the most inappropriate text message I've ever gotten before, and I want to read it and discuss it and get people's opinions about it.
It was when Rob sent it to me, it took my breath away.
It's amazing.
And then I was with somebody else and I was like, look at this. And they're like, oh my God. Like it was just a cold call. They just like looked at that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
this is a text from a stranger that saved my number when I called. But anyway,
we will do it all.
Get into that. I also want to talk. I love talking about the drug stuff. I do want to talk also about if we have time. I do think we can help people that are stressed out about going home for Thanksgiving because you and I are amateur psychologists, psychiatrists, and I think that we can
around the country and the world doing lecture series to help people. We're like the black box theater of equivalent of Tony Robbins. Like we'd go around and we motivate people and we help them get better.
Yeah. But I think we can talk to people. Maybe people could put some questions in the chat about Thanksgiving. If you're stressed about, uncomfortable topics are going to come up. And so Paul and I might role play. Yeah, we may role play as your parents and, or, Paul will be the dad, I'll be you, or vice versa. If Paul seems like you and I'm more of a dad figure because I have gray hair, whatever is easier for you guys to imagine.
Yeah, so I want you to keep those questions coming, but at the right time, because there's no way we're going to be able to go back through the chat. So when we say it, just like you write it now, cut and paste it so you're ready to drop it in.
Is watching the show. We should shout out Owen Burke.
Oh, our good friend Owen Burke. We love Owen Burke. Owen Burke kind of started this thing with us back in the day. We were doing different shows with Owen, the best. Part of the Dinosaur Improv Group, which will be in San Francisco in January, and will also be at Largo on November 30th.
Is that true? We have a Largo show on November 30th.
November 30th. Me, you, Manzukis, Owen, Seth
Morris, Chad Carter, Charlie Sanders.
Yep, it's gonna be a great show and a special guest for you.
Big. That's gonna be big.
I'm excited. Well, but Rob, should we bring out our first guest? Because I feel like we can talk to our first guest about a lot of things. We can talk about Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We can talk about my mystery question I want to ask her. Our first guest is an actress, a producer, a writer, a stand-up, and even an author and a musician. That's a lot of things. She's everything. Her name is Sophie Santos. She has a brand new book out called The One You Want to Marry. I will show you a picture of that book in a second. But let's bring Sophie in. Hey, Sophie. Here we go. Hi.
Hey. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm great. I logged in right when you guys were saying some things about me.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that feel?
Well,
I did that. Not great. Not great.
Like you guys were talking behind my back.
Well, you probably heard me saying I have a question for you that as I was doing my research on you, I was like, oh, I want to ask her about this because it really, I mean, I was going to save it until we got a little bit more like it got loose, but now I feel like we got to talk about it.
I'm confused about the format of the way you do the show, Paul. This feels like a gotcha thing to me.
Oh yeah, I'm all about gotcha journalism.
I do feel like I was set up for this one moment, and if I don't answer it correctly, that's the end of everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
There's no pressure here on you whatsoever. I think the real question I have is, I know you again, you have a great show at Dynasty Typewriter. You got this book out. You are a writer. You've done a lot of great stuff. But when I was doing my research on you, I found
here we go. Here comes the gotcha. Here comes the gotcha.
It's that. It's the end. I feel it. I feel it. Go ahead. This is the end of
you
Sophie
worked
Santos.
on Blind Date. The amazing Blind Date, one of my favorite shows of all time.
I did. Not with Roger Lodge. I have to admit. I don't know if I lose.
By the way, you don't lose. All of it is exciting to me. But
what did you do on Blind Date?
I was a comedy producer, but I was a writer. And
right, because you have to
Yeah. But it's fine. I can say it now. How many people are watching? 100,000? Million?
we all know. And we all know that Cheaters is fake. But they were, I mean, I had people who worked on that. I knew people who worked on that show.
Was Blind Date the one? Sorry, I'm trying to remember this. Blind Date, was that the one where they would, obviously they go out, but were there like funny graphics popping up every now and then? Like,
and then they'd always,
I just went to the bathroom. What's he doing? One or two, not that that was your joke. I'm just
very on the nose, very just, exactly what you see. Oh, this guy's 6'7". Let's put a ruler next and show how tall he is.
And then,
the writer's room lasted about 30 minutes, and then we would all just go and smoke and leave. I worked on that in Stamford, Connecticut, which is
dude, I worked there for so long. My first job, I worked out there, and I would take the train out from the city. I worked at this channel. Yes, dude. Oh, dude.
Oh, we could probably talk for hours.
Such a bummer. That town is just a bummer.
Rob and I, for a brief period of time, John McEnroe, the tennis star, was supposed to be on a show like Pardon the Interruption, and it was going to be about 5 different types of people from the world of sports, John McEnroe being one of them, and it was going to be like this round robin show on MSNBC.
On CNBC.
Oh, CNBC.
Even worse. It was like, it's just all business. And then at like 4:00, they would cut to like this comedy show with
late night
the hilarious John McEnroe. Who's
well, you never know what he's gonna say. You never know.
You never
So
know.
It is. I would tune into that.
Well, here's the thing: like, what they wanted to do. Pardon the interruption, but they couldn't find 4 other co-hosts, so they segued into just making it a late night talk show. So it was like John signed up for something. Like, you know what? Fuck it. You just host it. And he was coming out and doing monologues. He was playing music. And Rob and I were the only 2 writers that were hired. And at that point, one of the big carrots they would give us is we would get a car service to go to that place in Connecticut. And
I tried. They wouldn't let me.
And they constantly were trapping people, tourists at Rockefeller.
They would ship in. Yeah, they would bus in an audience of like people that I don't think they were upfront about the show. You know,
they told them you want free pizza.
Yeah,
that was the thing.
That was real. That was real. So there'd be a studio audience there every day that was like bust out to wherever in New Jersey we were
under duress.
Yeah, and they were like, get me out of here. Like I wanted to see Cats, and somehow I'm here.
Like legit kidnapped. Like they were put on the bus. They didn't know why they were there, and then they were too far away to get back.
I think that show. I think that show only lasted a few weeks, and then it got canceled, and we got fired. And it was bad.
Yeah, and this was in Jersey. This wasn't in Stamford. This was.
I think that was in New Jersey. I worked in Stamford at a different channel. My first TV job, I worked for a channel called Outdoor Life Network, which became something else. But it was all like. There was another channel that used to be there called Speed Vision, which was all like car racing and shit like that. But I didn't know. I was just a PA. Like I didn't know what I was doing and what I wanted to be. And so,
Rob, you really do lose yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul.
Oh no, I was gonna say Rob got me one of my first like real professional gigs because you did that show called like Subway Q&A.
Oh yeah, that was another show. Yeah.
You would walk around.
There used to be. Sophie, do you live here or do you still live in New York?
Well, I got some boxes because I'm actually moving to LA on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that.
I mean, we could talk about that. There's so much. Can I just say really quickly?
Yes.
I think Stamford, Connecticut, it feels like it's like the apocalypse happened.
Yeah.
And like only a couple of people still live there because they're still holding on, right?
Yeah.
And then we're all there, and then like somehow like when you get there, you're just like trapped. Like I actually was like, if I don't get out of this job, I will become one of the people that's just wandering the streets.
I feel terrible, and I've never confessed this to anyone, but I stole some shit from my old job, like when I was leaving, because one of the shows I worked on was this show where they would get all of this outdoor gear sent to them, like skis and hiking boots and like whatever, and it would just be like sitting around in a warehouse, like just tons and tons of stuff that these companies would send. And like when I was leaving there, I just like grabbed some skis and I was like, fuck it, I'm just stealing these. Like I just stole a pair of skis from this company, and I was like, what? I never used them. It was more just like, I don't know if you've ever done anything like that. It was more just like, fuck you, like for the last 3 years of my life, I'm taking these skis. Like, I don't know what I was trying to accomplish.
I've never because I'm a good person. But
yes.
I
never steal. Don't ever steal from a company. But can we talk about you moving to LA? Or is that it's not private anymore? We busted it out of you.
No, it's not private at all. No, yeah, of course we could talk about it.
We can talk about it.
That's why I put the boxes here.
I know the boxes are the best backdrop. So you are moving though, I would imagine, in a very stressful week, right? Because it's Thanksgiving week that you're moving. Like, so you're moving this Saturday. So you're kind of coming in on a weird week. I would say a weird week in LA because people are maybe in town or out of town, or I would say out of town. Do you have plans for Thanksgiving? Is I guess the question I have.
Well, I'm technically leaving on Saturday, but I'm driving across the country by myself.
Oh no, this is a horror movie.
Is it bad?
Yes.
No, it's the best way to celebrate this week. I think it's a great.
Don't
I think
sleep
it's
in your car. Do not sleep in your car.
Well, she didn't say that.
She
Did you
seems
read
like
it on?
she seems like she's thinking about it.
I do have that sort of green, like Midwestern face.
No, don't.
No, I'm stopping. I'm making trips along the way. I'm stopping at my dad's first in Florida.
Oh, that
I'm
sounds
gonna
like
Oh
spend
wow, that's a real. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really out of the way. So that's how much I love him. And then after that, then I go across to New Orleans and then up to Monroe, Louisiana for Thanksgiving with my mother.
Okay.
Stressful.
Wow, that's an intense trip. So you're gonna have all your boxes in your car. You're gonna hit Florida, then you're gonna go to New Orleans, and then you're gonna go further than that by Thursday. That's a lot of like you're making some time, and you're going in a week. Like you're
Are you
going
driving?
Are
you driving across? Are you going across Texas?
I think so. Yeah, I'm going to Dallas.
What do you mean you think so? You gotta map this out.
Yeah, you put it in the map. You're
I got
fine.
you to put a Google Maps. That's what it's for. I know the places I'm stopping. I know what days
Yeah.
I'm sleeping in Dallas. I think on the 27th.
Okay. Yeah.
But I will say this: you're an army brat, right? Like you grew up like so you are used to like. Is there a home for you? Like, I mean, I know that you have places where your parents live, but do you feel like a connection to one place, or you're like, oh, that's my like I need to go there and be at home, or is that not a thing for you?
I kind of feel like New York is home now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I still feel like New York is home, and I've been in LA for like 12 years.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of like even now I'm leaving. I'm like, oh well, it's okay because I can always just come home. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say you're gonna love LA. It's like a small, like trying to think what it's like. It's like a quaint little. Everyone here is nice. Everyone here is tan and beautiful. Did you know that we make movies and television here? This is where
And streaming.
This is where we make streaming.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like it. It's like a small little town, and when you walk down the street, best bagels in the world, best pizza in the world. When you walk down the street, everyone goes, "Hi, good morning, Baker John." You know,
the real question is what car will you be sporting when you come to LA? Like you're driving cross.
Paul, you're gonna get her hurt, Paul. People are gonna be.
No, I'm not. I don't think look, unless she says like a yellow DeLorean, which would be a very I'm sure it's not like one of the she said a Prius.
Yeah. The license plate is 503.
Great, thank you.
Capital I.
Gotta get it in there.
Ice baby. I am okay. You guys have me in my head. Am I doing this all wrong? I think I'm doing it. Okay.
We're just joking. We're joking. It's going to be fun. Like it actually is
I do think
once you
are
settle
setting yourself, I think you're setting yourself up for an intense trip before Thursday. I do believe that. Like if you're leaving on Saturday to go to Florida, New Orleans, and then a third location, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that's a very tight window to do that.
No, but you just have to be in New Orleans by Thursday, right?
No, New Orleans is stop 2.
Stop no. First, okay, sorry. Stop 1. Let's just map it together.
Yeah, let's
stop
map
1. Now remember my license plate, everybody. 000.
Get this license plate down. We'll help her along the way.
Richmond.
Yeah.
From New York.
Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna start mapping this as we're talking because I want to see. All right, we're gonna break this down on a Google map. I'm gonna pull up a Google map
because I clearly haven't thought this through, and I leave in less than 48 hours.
Don't go to like Charlottesville. You know, there's a big trial in Charlottesville, and all these like white supremacist guys are on trial, and they're all going to be convicted, and then they're going to be pissed, and so you don't want to stay in Charlottesville.
No. I'm staying with a friend of a friend in Richmond.
Okay, here we go. Here's a map. Have you ever seen one of these before? Paul, show us where to go.
All right.
Okay.
So you're going to leave New York.
We're going to leave New York, and we're going to go to Richmond, Virginia.
That's 800 miles in one day.
So it's about 5.5 hours. See, I was right. About 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours to get to Richmond. Not bad.
Beautiful.
That's easy. Easy drive. You're going to feel great. Okay.
Okay.
Now
a lot
let's
of people, I got to tell you, a lot of people in the chat have already flagged a friend of a friend in Richmond. You know, is that a dangerous situation?
It could be. It could be.
A friend of a friend, Sophie. A
Sophie,
friend of a friend. You're staying with this person?
I'm staying with this person, and her 3 dogs.
Okay. That's fine.
All right.
Sophie,
Dog
do
person.
you have any sort of self-defense, like pepper
Skills?
spray,
Oh.
skills, or a dog, or pepper spray, or
As a woman, I don't carry pepper spray, and I don't know why. Maybe because I feel like I
that was
don't.
a funny sentence to put together. As a woman, I don't carry pepper spray.
Yeah, I don't, because I keep seeing like my friends have pepper spray, and I'm like, oh, is this what we're all doing?
Yeah.
And I
want
is that it? And that's it. That's the end of the trip.
No. I'm going to put it back up, but I figured people didn't want to look at a giant map. We can go. It's so easy. I can get right back in. I can get it right back in the stream. Boom.
No, it's okay. I'm actually, guys. I'm not coming to LA. I'm gonna go to Richmond. I'm gonna stay in Richmond. And honestly, like that's
right. Where's
where
is Richmond? Where after Richmond?
Then
Florida.
St. Augustine, Florida.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
so
the party.
What I was going to say was, when you're talking about the pepper spray, I think you need to get that thing called the claw, and it looks like a Wolverine's claw. And so the idea is, like, if someone gets closer,
I would like that.
I would recommend.
That's really fun.
I would recommend a tactical whip. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it.
Rob, show if you have it.
I don't have
Rob
it.
has one.
I don't have it handy. People make fun of me because I bought this thing.
It's a sex toy.
Everyone, it looks like a dildo with a whip attached to it. I bought this thing online, and it's just
he says it's a sex toy.
It's a self-defense thing, but it's terrible. It's like a thing for like whipping people in the legs. Like it would basically just piss you off. People would be like, "Ow, fuck," But it is. I mean,
it all truth be told, just because Sophie does not know the world that she's walked into here in the show, it is truly a self-defense weapon that looks like the most aggressive sex toy you could possibly ever imagine. So if you came at someone with it, I think you would get 2 versions of like, it's like I'm afraid, and I'm also doubly afraid. Like,
also, we just met, right?
Yeah.
That would be the vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
11 hours.
In Florida, and then wait, how far from Richmond to St. Augustine?
So this one says 9 hours and 11 minutes. However, when I've mapped it, it's been 8 hours and 30.
I mean,
this is also leaving now. So this is leaving now, which is about.
And then from St. Augustine all the way to New Orleans in one click.
So from St. Augustine, we're going to go all the way to New Orleans.
Okay, so far you're not. I'm wrong. I apologize for putting a fear in you, because I feel like this is a doable trip. So Saturday you leave, you get to Richmond Saturday evening. That's fine. You hang out there one night, then you leave on Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, I leave on Sunday, and then I stay with my dad until I think Wednesday. So I've got like a couple of days to like hang out and not.
Okay. So this is good. So then you do 8 hours. This is actually, Sophie, you're doing it right. This is right. So far, I believe you are right.
Just like mentally, how do you prepare for this mentally? So much alone time. Are you thinking about podcasts, music? Like what are you going to be listening to? Have you thought about any of that stuff?
You know what? I was just going to go with my heart on the day.
Oh boy,
I like that. Oh boy, not overly prepared. You're not even going to have a book on tape.
I'm just trying to I don't know it. I know I'm going to listen to music. I know I'm going to listen to music, and I have like a nice. I like to think I curate a good little playlist. So it's just going to kind of be what's in my vibe.
Everything. It's not like when I was a kid. You had to make some choices before you left. You had to be like, I'm bringing these CDs or this tape. Here, you got every song in the world. You're fine. You're going to be great.
Yeah,
I will say that a book on tape might be fun though too.
If it ends up being horrible the first 5 hours, I've got another 100 hours to go, and I can start actually planning my playlists and my pods. So
that's true.
Is great.
Now, what about car? How's your car situation? In other words, like, is it a pretty? Do you feel pretty confident that your car is not going to explode?
Well, it depends on Hertz.com. I'm renting.
Oh, this is a rental car. Okay, a rental car. Great.
Super smart. super smart.
That's smart. That's smart. Anything goes wrong, they'll come and get it. Yeah, that's smart. Okay.
Right.
And,
$20 collision, no deductible. Can't go wrong.
Perfect.
Can't
Love
go
it.
wrong.
Do you have one of those little small trailers attached to your car, or are you just popping all those boxes right in?
I have I used a company that may not exist to ship some boxes to my new LA pad.
Yeah.
And then the
Okay, I
rest
like that.
and then the rest of the boxes, they are associated with Greyhound. So bus freighter, anybody? Bus freighter?
All right. I will say this. I'm gonna give you. I know this is like turning into like a dad show.
This is our.
I
do
needed
feel
this though.
this whole show, Paul. I felt like her dad. I really have. I appreciate you saying that.
So I will say this.
I really
the most important thing that you should do about these boxes, because my mom just moved across country about a year and a half ago, and I said, Mom, use this one company that I really believe in, that I think is really good. And everyone says, whenever I recommend this company, like, it's too expensive. I'm not made of money. And I said the same thing when I did it. But guess what? All my shit got to my place. None of it was stolen.
She's already booked. Paul, she's already booked the company.
I'm just saying. Okay, I know. I'm not telling you to change your company, but it and all these other companies, there's some things that are always suspect. So what I'm going to say is this: make sure you itemize your boxes of anything that's important, because my mom was finding missing stuff forever. She was like weird missing stuff, like, oh, they just lost her, like, not box spring, but like what the box spring sits on in the bed, like whatever that steel frame is under the box spring, like, and she's like, where's that? And they're like, I don't know.
Oh, well, I already taped everything, so I think
it's all taped up.
Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You know what? Honestly, I should be downsizing anyway. I don't know why.
Fine.
I threw a
It's
stack
Mary
of
Kondo
paper.
in a different way. It's like, get rid of it.
Now let me ask you this, Sophie, as your dads, as your new two dads, do you like to drink and drive to like help the time pass?
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I mean, I'm from the South, so yeah, of course, it's the only way we know how to get around. That's the only way.
That was a trick question. No, that was the wrong answer.
When I was in New Orleans, I was talking. There was a police officer that was working on our film, and so we would, just hang out. He was like on set security. We talked to him, and he told me that when the Saints played the Super Bowl, I forget where they played it. They needed to make a deal with, like, what was it? No,
I don't know
when the Saints were in the Super Bowl, they were in a different town.
Oh yeah.
And they needed to make a deal with that city. Be like, hey, so we got a lot of people from New Orleans coming in. You can't be giving people DUIs because that's like our culture, and you can't like wreck that. And it was like we have to, like, for this weekend, kind of be cool, like. And I was like, really? And he was like, oh yeah. He's like, and we don't. He's like, you got to be really aggressively drunk to get a DUI in the South. And I was like, really? I was like, oh yeah. You'd have to make a lot of very big mistakes for us to even pull you over. It's kind of like, I mean, look, you have drive-through daiquiri places where the only preventative measure is a piece of tape over a straw of a crazy.
Do you know about that in New Orleans? Have you been to New Orleans before? They do have that. They have drive-up daiquiri places where you fucking get a huge liquor drink to go, like, in your car.
Yeah, actually, I went to school close to New Orleans, and my mom lives in Louisiana still, and they don't even put tape over the straw. They just literally put it in and say, thank you, have a great day. Yeah. And I do know that's going to be our Thanksgiving. Like, it's going to be me and my mom, and we're going to, like, get Cracker Barrel delivered to the house.
So good.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go get daiquiris.
So racist.
By the way, I believe that Cracker Barrel is coming out to LA now, which I love. I'm so excited. This actually will bring us into our segment that I wanted to do with you. Are you going? Okay. Are you going from New Orleans right to LA? As in that's the last leg?
No, actually, this is something you're going to appreciate.
Okay.
You're not actually. I'm
going to love it.
No, you're going to like it, but then you're not going to like it.
You'll just know why. Tell us what it is.
Well, you left me hanging for a half an hour.
Your call time was 5:30, right?
But I was here.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay. New Orleans to Monroe.
Okay. Monroe,
Louisiana.
What?
Okay, Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
That's not far.
And that's hanging out with mom.
Okay. Wow. So 8 hours to New Orleans. Oh, so you're doing 8 hours to New Orleans and Mama's not there. Then we got to go 4 hours up. So what are you doing in New Orleans?
I'm gonna, well, I can't talk about it, but I'm gonna,
Okay, got it.
yeah,
You
but,
got a thing.
no, Yeah, I'm gonna spend the night at one of my college friends' places and probably pass out really early.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Then another
That's just to
4
break
hour
it up.
drive. That's nice. I like that. So now you're going up 4 hours. You're going north 4 hours. Now
So
what's next?
So now I'm going
This should,
north.
Paul, this should be the format of the show where we go over people's travel plans with them. And that's all it is. There's it's just travel plans.
By the way, people are recommending a place that I would recommend to you if you like Latitude 29. It's in New Orleans. You probably already know about it, but it's the premier place to get like tiki drinks. And I think tiki drinks have a bad rep. And this place, they are amazing.
Latitude
And you're like,
29.
oh, that's what
Okay.
they're supposed to taste like. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Latitude 29.
And Latitude 29.
Are you coming to LA? Do you have a job already, or are you coming here to strike it rich?
I'm just coming here to strike it rich. So if anyone in
Okay.
the comments has anything that they can, I'll do
Oh,
anything.
these people?
Don't mistake it. Don't
no.
mistake it. First of all, Sophie has a book out. Sophie has a show at Dynasty Typewriter.
Yeah, let's talk about
she's
her
already
book.
set up.
She's
already. But I want to keep on going. Wait, we're in Monroe. We're in Monroe. For
Okay,
4
sorry.
hours.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, this person came on to talk about her book, Paul, not get yelled at about her travel plans.
We got more stuff.
Honestly, and whenever I get nervous, though, when I'm driving, I'm just gonna replay this and listen, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm actually fine."
This is so far a solid plan, but this is where you say we're gonna get upset with you from Monroe.
Okay, so you're not upset yet. So we're gonna go to Monroe to Dallas.
Okay.
Stay with a friend of a friend.
There's a lot of friends of friends going on. A lot
of friends of friends. And
by the way, Rob, this is going to tie into Rob's issue that he has a little bit later.
Oh yeah, I have a big thing to talk about later.
Okay.
Okay. So So now we're 4 hours. Not terrible again.
Not terrible.
Nice. Yeah.
Friend of a friend, Dallas to Albuquerque.
Okay.
I'm staying.
Rob Corddry's in Dallas right now. You could stay with him.
Listen.
What's he doing in Dallas?
Put him in the chat. Let's look it up.
He's shooting a movie with Michael Chiklis. And Corddry brought his own. Corddry's one of those people that bought a trailer and then drove the trailer down to Dallas and rents the trailer to production. They have to pay him.
I love this idea.
Oh, that's
John
smart.
Larroquette does that too.
That's smart.
Steve Carell.
I would like to have that. Yeah. All right. So now we're in Albuquerque.
Okay. So now we're in Albuquerque for a couple of days.
Okay.
Yes.
What's
9
in
hours.
Just
me and myself because I like it, and I'm gonna just have a good time. Woman alone. Woman alone.
Don't promote
Find
that.
her in Albuquerque. Find her.
This is very the fact that we have mapped this out and given the dates and if anything happens to you, I do feel a little bit responsible.
We're okay.
You're gonna be great. Yeah.
I've got the knuckle thing now. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you got the Wolverine claw.
I'll send you one of those sex whips.
Please.
Which, by the way, Molly, can we pop that up there? There it is. Here's the sex whip. That's it right there. That's a tactical.
Well, that's the one end of it. Yeah, there it is.
That just looks painful. Honestly, that doesn't even look fun. No. That doesn't even if it was a sex toy, it looks like it would just be you'd be like, why?
Yeah, that's for you got other stuff going on. All right, so we're now now you're some solitary time. This is probably taking you into the next weekend. So you've now been on the road for about a weekend. Or for about a week at this point. So this is a refresh reboot here.
And then now I go to Phoenix because I'm going to go see the Phoenix Suns play.
Oh, well, this is a great. By the way, let me tell you something about Phoenix Suns. I did there for the Clippers in the when they were in the playoffs. I'll tell you this much about Phoenix. Love the people there. I will offline give you a cool recommendation of a place to go check out right after the game. My friend owns it, and
you don't want to say it on the air. You don't want to publicly promote your friend's business.
I do, but I want to make sure I'm giving the right name. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I'll get it out there.
And also, we've given people so much now that
they're
99% able to kill me. We just need to keep that 1%.
Yeah. We don't want to give all those. Yeah, we don't give it.
You should wear a disguise, wear a mustache or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, so okay,
I will work
when you
on
go to
that.
Phoenix, a couple things I want to tell you. First of all,
Mhm.
I hope the streak continues while you're there, so you get to see the Suns on. They're already on an amazing streak. I think they're like 8 or
10.
9 games, 10. So great. I hope it's good. When you
Me
get
too.
to Phoenix, COVID does not exist in Phoenix. You will
Well,
not see.
none of
When I
these
was there for
cities.
the
New
when I
Orleans,
was
same thing.
when I
Florida.
was in when I was in Phoenix for that playoff game, that was still like, hey, we got a vac. Like I may have had both vac shots at that point. I didn't see a goddamn mask in sight inside the stadium. It was like
Wow.
nothing. It was that was an intense. And I was wearing I was really standing out. I was wearing a Clippers outfit, and yeah, there was no masks to be seen. Beautiful stadium. And one of the selling points of that stadium is they have more bars in that stadium than any basketball stadium in the country.
Okay,
Wow.
so Paul, we have a couple more minutes with her, and
Yes. Oh, sorry.
we need to talk about our book, and we need to talk
yes.
about
Sorry.
Phoenix,
no,
and then
I mean,
Phoenix to LA.
Although
I
why
just wanna
am I
know, Phoenix-
apologizing? I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
apologizing.
why are you
Phoenix? I
apologizing?
just
We don't
want to
have
know
to talk.
Phoenix to LA.
I'm sorry,
Phoenix
I
to
lost
LA?
you for a second.
Are
Oh,
you going
Phoenix, yeah,
Phoenix?
and then Phoenix to LA. That's it.
And
That's the trip.
that's a pretty
You could
solid
do it.
trip.
You could do it in one day. I think if you drive fast, you could do it in a day.
That's a great.
Yeah.
That's actually you did it. You did it great. And you know what? For not even knowing that you did it great, you did it amazing. So I feel like that's a well planned out trip. It didn't
Thank
seem well planned
you.
out to me, and
Thank
I'm
you.
pretty excited about it.
Now, what is your
And-
plan? What
yeah.
is your plan if you hit somebody with your car? You know, like it's in the middle of the
Mhm.
night, you're a little bit sleepy, you're going down the highway, there's no one around. Out of nowhere, an old man runs in front of your car, and you hit him. He flies up over the roof. Do you stop and go back, or do you just keep going? He's
stop.
No, he's old. He's very old.
Like 98, 99.
Yeah, like 98 or 99.
But maybe he wanted. Maybe he wanted.
And he was
that.
asking for it. Yeah,
Yeah, he was kind of
that's
asking
what I
for
think.
it. Yeah,
He was like,
Yeah,
I
he-
can't get the. Yeah,
yeah. He had just escaped from prison, where he was in prison, and he was guilty though. He had like murdered his family and stuff. So,
Mhm.
you know, you kind of were doing, you know, providing a service. You know,
Right. Yeah.
So-
I mean, but if he wanted it to happen,
yeah.
then maybe I would stop. Because I'd say, you know what,
By the
buddy,
way,
it's not that easy. You got to go back.
Okay.
It's not.
I like that there should be a plot of land, a plot of highway in every state where you can walk out into traffic. And the driver doesn't get charged with anything, and it's sort of known that's death field. Like you get like if you
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's like Oregon, you know. You can decide when you want to die. You know.
Yeah.
when you want to do it on your
Honestly,
own
Oregon
frame.
Oregon might be the first place to do it. You should pitch it to the state.
Yeah.
Look, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get in there. You know, it's like I got a lot of things going on, but we're talking people
Sure.
there.
Sure.
This is your book, which
That's it. There it
everyone
is.
loves, by the way. The reviews
Aw, thanks.
are fantastic about it. And let me ask you this:
Hmm.
what made you want to write it? Because you obviously like there's some really great stories in here, and it's like, and you've had a very interesting life. But I feel like to take on writing a book, like what was like, was there a moment like what made you like what was the impetus to do it?
Well, to be honest, I was doing a stand-up show, and I was doing it, honestly, it wasn't even a stand-up show. I say it's a stand-up show. It was called Poetry/Cabaret,
Okay.
and there were stand-ups.
Okay,
And
got it. That's a very
okay.
New York kind of a vibe. I feel like we
Yeah.
performed in art galleries, and there was someone who'd do juggling with like a ball, and then it would be
Not,
like, here's
not,
improv, and
not,
then
yeah, yeah. We've
Yeah.
done comedy in a lot of non-comedy places.
It was not. It was at the Yotel. Do you guys know the Yotel?
Oh yes, yes, I know that place
Yeah.
very well.
Great burger, by
Yeah.
the way. Great
Yes,
burger.
very solid.
Yeah. It was at the Green Room 42, and I was just I remember this because it was literally the coldest day in New York. This was like 3 years ago, but it was like the coldest day in New York. I almost canceled on the show because I was like, I can't imagine, because where I was in Brooklyn, and it was in
Right.
Hell's Kitchen, and you guys
Oof.
know.
Yeah,
Like-
that's like why when it's cold out and you're like
Yeah.
fuck it all. Like,
But wait, so this was the night you decided that you wanted to write the book?
No, It's the night. No, yeah. And then I didn't go, and then I wrote the book. No, I went to the show. I went to the show, and but I say I was going to cancel because, like, thank God I didn't. For so many reasons, for ethical reasons.
Sure.
But I go, and one of the performers, one of the poets, happened to be an editor, and was just like, saw me after the show and was like, "Hey, I really liked your stuff. Let me know if you want to write a book one day." And I thought it was funny. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't happen. And so I was like trying not to laugh because I didn't want to laugh in her face, but like be like,
Right.
what? But she handed me her card, and she was literally an editor. And then I was like, oh shit, this is fun. But I didn't know, like, I was like, I mean, what am I gonna write about? Like, I knew I had lived like crazy, weird lives that I had led, and stuff like that. But I guess my ego was like, you know what, I'll email her. And I just was like, hey, I'm Sophie. I do sketch comedy. And
Wow.
I obviously I do stand up and write music. I think I have stories that could fit this medium. It was the worst email. Like, if you saw it, you'd be like, bye.
Right.
And she was like, let's get lunch, and set me up at this really, really fancy French place. And I was like,
nice.
this is how they,
Yeah, this is a real deal book. This is not like you self-published a thing. You released a major publication.
Your story reminded me that when I lived in New York, I dated this woman for a while who was a big book agent, and she never asked me to write a book, which now I'm like, oh, you screwed up, lady. But I mean, I should. Yeah,
that's tough.
I should really think about that.
But that's like asking a masseuse to give you a massage. Like, like if you're dating do you really want to get notes from the person that you're like getting into bed with every night?
Yeah, right. No, but yeah, you do. You want the connection. You're dating. You're dating. You want the connection. That's why you're dating.
How long did it take you to write the book? That's what I want to know.
I think 2 years.
What?
2 years, yeah.
Oh, nonstop, just every day, 12 hours a day.
No, of course not.
No, because it's an emotional, it's a tasking thing to to tell a story on stage. Like there's a freedom to it, but then when you have to like commit it to paper, and then you got to go over it again and again and again, it's like, it's an interesting, I mean, I've been doing a little bit of it, and I'm like, it's an intense process. The book, you write so well. It's so funny, but it also is like just incredibly unique. I was fascinated by like the sorority aspect of what you went through is really interesting to me, because I always feel that's the most secret thing you could possibly ever go through. And I didn't to like, you described this scenario where your initiation, and I'm sorry if I'm bastardizing this at all, but like was like a bunch of women like sending you vibes about like what man that you would like to be like basically a perfect marriage, almost like it's like such a weird like it seems so staid and like not like fun college thing. It's like, we're gonna get married and be married, like it's just like so weird. But I love getting like that kind of stuff in there.
I went to Alabama. I went to the University of Alabama. Roll Tide, everybody.
No way.
Roll Tide,
yes.
I went to Clemson, and don't even start with me.
I thought we had him.
Paul, I glossed over the Suns thing. I couldn't even engage in the Suns thing. I let it go. I
did not know that she went to Alabama, Paul. We should have talked about this.
You like Debo.
This is the outro. This is the outro. This is not.
No, I don't. His name's Dabo.
You like Trevor Lawrence. Oh my God, you like Urban Meyer because you like Trevor Lawrence. Oh no.
I love talking about Clemson football with you.
Oh God. You know what? How about this? You know what, Rob?
Yeah.
I don't do this for any. I have friends that went to Clemson. I won't do it. I will not do it.
Okay.
But because we had a connection before.
Yeah.
And this is very painful, as you can see on my face. It's very, very painful for me to do this.
I can tell.
When I get to LA, we could potentially watch a Clemson Alabama game, because it's going to happen.
Wow.
It's not. Can I tell you something? It won't happen this year. Clemson's terrible this year. Alabama's lost one, I think, but
Yeah, to
Clemson's
Texas
terrible.
A&M, but that was
Yeah.
okay. We almost
Clemson's
won.
terrible this year, but I love that we're talking about college football. But
I love it all. Well, I want people to know that starting in 2022, you'll be having a residency at the Dynasty Typewriter here in Los Angeles. People can find you on Spotify where you have your music. They can find your book wherever books are sold, preferably at a local bookstore, because let's support our local bookstores. And you'll be in LA. You'll be performing around LA. Do not follow Sophie while she's on the road.
do not.
Don't
Unless-
I would say this: don't try to, abduct her. Don't try to follow her. She will be
Now
defending herself. She's gonna have. We're sending her a lot of weaponry and a lot of self-defense stuff. So she will be. If you see her on the highway, you just gotta know that she's got guns. She's got a flamethrower. We have a good friend that makes
illegal. Everything is illegal. Actually,
everything is illegal.
That's the best way to do it, and that's why she has that Hertz car. She'll be dropping a Hertz car at every location, so she'll be changing it. Sophie, we have our next guest are waiting in the wings, but
have a great trip, Sophie. You're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be fun.
And make sure that you check her out wherever you can, on Spotify, on Instagram, with the book, and at here in Dynasty Typewriter. There she is right there in the chat. You can see everything. Thank you, Sophie. Good luck. All right,
Roll
Sophie.
Tide. And Roll Tide.
Oh,
wow.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Oh. I can't believe she got me to say Roll Tide.
Wow. People love Sophie. People in the chat were going crazy for
I hope
Sophie.
that we didn't encourage any of our viewers. It would be impossible. It would be impossible to. I just don't know how many stalkers, because like sometimes I'll look out my window at night and I see people from the show, driving around my block, and I, sometimes I'll walk my dog late at night and there's like a couple guys, there's a few nights a week I'll go outside and there's a couple guys parked out there. And when I walk by, they start jacking off when they see me. And I'm like, yeah, they're Roberazzi. And I'm like, guys, look, this is, you can do whatever you want when I'm on Twitch, but please don't come to my house. So I'm hoping that that those weirdos
don't crank it. Yeah. Don't crank it in real life. Crank it behind the screen. But speaking about cranking and hurting yourself and trying to find the better version of ourselves, Rob, who is our next guest here?
Our next guest is a complicated guy who is, I think we could say we're all friends, right? We're friends with Bob.
Been on the show. We've worked
Bob is a great guy, and I think what we should do, if people don't know Bob Ducca is an older gentleman. And he wears a neck brace because he does have an injured neck. But a lot of times when you're talking to him, he will kind of veer off a little bit and start talking about things that are wrong with him and things, various ailments. So I think, Paul, we try to steer clear of that, and we won't even mention. Well, let's just keep it positive in Thanksgiving, and we'll check in with him, see how he's doing. And hopefully we'll just have a positive time. But this is Bob Ducca. He's a middle-aged, older middle-aged. Been on the show, yes. Super nice, sweetheart of a guy. Yeah, here he is. There he is. Hey, hello. Bob, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, Bob.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well,
how are you?
The microphone's the microphone's a little bit.
Hello.
Well, yeah, that's
you could bring it. You could bring it down.
Is that better?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Hold
on.
No, it's fine, Bob. Yeah,
the
way you have it is great. It's great.
Did I hear you say earlier that we're friends?
I did say that. How did you feel?
That's wonderful to hear. Now, have you heard of Friendsgiving?
I have heard that.
It's a Thanksgiving where I get to come over. Have you heard about this?
Oh, I haven't heard. I didn't know that was what it was. I thought No, I assumed that you would be with your family.
I need to let you know. I have massive dietary restrictions.
Okay.
Of course.
I have many phobias. You will have to. Actually, I have as a dinner guest, I have a writer that I will send over to you.
Just for people who don't know, a rider is kind of like
Be
a
a carrier
bunch
pigeon. And these things need to be in place before I come over. But I'm very excited to be your friend and, by extension, a holiday family member.
Well, Bob, I mean, the other thing is you could always just enjoy your own family. You know, you could stay with your family and celebrate the holidays that way.
No, Robert, my family's a viper's nest.
What does that mean?
It means that we live under a collapsed bridge and there's thousands of snakes being bred there. It's a literal viper's
literally
nest.
Literally
a literal viper. Not only emotionally is it a toxic environment.
Yeah, of course.
But there are snakes. You see, it is my mother and father met at a rattlesnake church in the South. Do you know what a rattlesnake church is?
Is that where they handle the snakes?
They speak in tongues and then they fell in love. They started breeding these snakes and then they built a small cottage under an overpass. This is a very simple story, really. They built a small cottage under an overpass. That overpass was made with faulty cement.
Oh, gosh.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
It was socks. Most of that overpass was made out of socks.
The bridge was built with old socks?
Old socks. It was terrible. They were gray, so nobody knew.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the gray socks.
I could see how that would happen.
Yeah, like wet concrete. Like,
it's an honest mistake.
Yeah. So you grew up in that environment, in an old sock house?
I did. So I know Thanksgiving's hard on a lot of people. But first of all, I need to apologize for my appearance. I was so excited to be here. I decided to trim my mustache a little bit, and I injured myself horribly. I cut my mustache vein.
Oh, God.
Lots of blood all over the place.
I thought maybe you had
long.
Oh, I thought maybe you had French fries for dinner or something like that. I couldn't tell.
No. I had my mustache. You know, we have major arteries in our
hair follicles,
in our arms, and our head, our neck, the jugular vein.
Yeah,
you have them in your thighs, and then few people have them in their upper lip mustache area. It's called the mustache artery.
And yours was severed. Oh,
I've severed.
So that's all blood from your mustache.
It is.
Oh God. I'm so sorry, Bob.
Do you need to? I mean, we can come back later if you want to.
I shouldn't be here. I should be at an emergency room, but I refused to not show up here for my friends.
Yeah.
Well, that's really nice. Rob, you should maybe have them over then. You should.
Well, I was thinking, Paul, that I've actually got my
in-laws. Be over soon.
Well, my in-laws are coming for Thanksgiving, so we've actually got a full boat. You know, it's because pal,
I brought a dinghy. I don't mind coming over. Your in-laws, how are Diane and Carl?
Carl and Diane are doing great. Paul, what about at your house? Did you ever think about having him over?
Tough. That's a tough. I'm not going to be in the state. I am.
Yeah,
we're going. We're going to Alaska.
Let me stop you there. So your house, your home will be empty.
No.
Oh, that's good.
We actually We actually have. It's going to be full.
I'm actually an unregistered Simply Safe tester. I try to break into people's homes. You know, Simply Safe, the security system.
One of the best security systems.
I try to see if they work, and I try to see if I can get into people's homes.
And you are registered or
unregistered?
Unregistered.
Okay.
Unregistered.
Well, he could do that, Paul. Like maybe Bob could stay at your place, Paul.
I don't want anyone to be breaking into my house,
guys. As you know, I process my life through the literary arts, among other things.
Of course.
It's a tough time for everybody. And
it is. We're trying to keep it light today, though. We were having a great show, and we talked.
I'll let you know that. I'll just let you know that's not going to happen.
Okay. Wow.
I've been. I suffer from a lot of ailments, and there are. For some reason, I'm considered the mortal enemy of many different things. I'm not really sure.
I've heard this,
but I've been chased. Lately.
I heard about that. We were just trying to have a fun show because it's everyone's excited.
I just want to make sure you've been CHASED, not CHASTE.
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make
No,
sure.
he's
Yeah, you have
sexually
the-
he's
yeah.
sexually active. Yeah.
Very
Okay,
sexually
yeah.
active.
Yeah.
Okay, because okay,
How
either one felt like they could work.
how frequently, Bob, are you sexually active? If you had to put a ballpark on it,
I'd say I'm the big green monster. If I'm putting a ballpark on it, I'm the big green monster.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is there
A classic piece of architecture that's fallen apart.
Okay. I thought it was going to be something about gangrene, and I was nervous about that. Okay,
I just thought
so
it was...
you've been so creatures have been coming after you, like
all sorts of not only creatures, beings, people, followed, chased, pursued, however you want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to, if I could, read you just a short list of some of the things that I've been chased by lately, and I do this in an effort to make sense of it, to deal with it, process it.
Processing.
Thank you. Process it.
Yeah.
Psychologically. What was the word you used again?
Process.
Process it. Because it helps me to get it out there.
Right.
Of course.
Bob, is your neck brace, have you outgrown that one? I feel like you might need to go up a size on that neck brace.
Oh, I'm just waiting for I'm just waiting for my copay to kick in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. That makes sense. Okay. Well,
because that one, that one looks like a child's neck brace. Is all I'm saying.
It doesn't.
Well,
no,
it is, and I think I heard you say before that I wear a neck brace because I have an injury. That is true, but I also wear a neck brace because I have an incredibly thin neck. I have what's known as a noodle neck. So underneath this, it's a what are those pasta noodles that are kind of round and circular?
Spaghetti tube.
They have a whole tube spaghetti. I have a tube spaghetti sized neck. So if I took this off, I'd be flopping.
It'd just be I see.
Flopping this way. Wow.
Okay. Way. All right. Yeah.
The following is a list of things that I've been chased by recently.
Okay.
Now imagine there's some good mood music here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Raccoons. Coyotes.
Oh no.
Bobcats. Mountain lions.
Yeah.
Murder hornets.
Jeez.
Red ants.
Wow.
Crows who want their eggs back. Stray dogs. Stray cats. Brian
the band,
Setzer.
sorry, the band stray. Okay, that's what I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crime scene investigators. Ghouls. Goblins.
Oh gosh.
Lily Tomlin.
My God.
Chase
Babadook.
No.
Okay.
Couple of Michael Myerses. Haints. Shadow people. Mothman. Public radio journalists.
Oh gosh.
Legionnaires derbyists. Medical catalog paparazzi. Pharmaceutical reps.
What?
Cryptozoologists. Paleoanthropologists.
Okay.
Bigfoot nerds.
Yeah.
George Norrie. Reanimators. Satanists.
Gosh.
Reptile weirdos. Taxidermists. Tattoo expo maniacs.
Where
Ouija photographers.
Where is he hanging out?
Ouija photographers. I know there's
internet jackals.
Silk
roadsters. Hillbillies. Nexium.
Oh, Jesus.
The cult. The cult. Yeah. The
Foundlings. Wastrels. Street toughs. Gutter punks. CrossFit bullies. Ren Fair weirdos.
You say CrossFit police?
CrossFit bullies.
Oh,
bullies. Got it.
Yoga mafioso. Mark Wahlberg. The guitarist for 1877 Cars for Kids.
Oh, that guy is full of shit. Yeah.
And the 1%.
Okay, well.
Jeez. Well, that's the end of that, I guess, right?
Of the list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dust bunnies.
Oh.
Sewer rats.
No.
Stephen King sewer clowns.
What?
That's really about it. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I mean, sewer clowns. I mean, Stephen King sewer clowns are Bob,
well, there's a lot.
So
there's
sorry.
a lot to unpack here, and Bob, I wanna try to figure out how we can best help you, because sometimes I feel like when you
let's hash it out at Thanksgiving.
Of us are going to be able to accommodate you. You know, it doesn't sound like.
Listen, I'm high maintenance.
Yeah,
but I'm low pressure.
Okay.
Well,
Paul, did you want to talk about? Paul had an idea for some sides, for Thanksgiving sides that he likes.
Oh, I'm all ears.
Bob, if you wanted to, we could, just see what you like, or obviously.
Well, he does have a lot of dietary restrictions, but
I feel like he's not going to be able to eat any of these things.
Well, let's ask. But again, Bob, for the record, I've got a full boat. I think I made that clear. So I can't host you, but I'll
make it very easy on you.
Well, let's just. Do you want to take a look at some of these sides, and you can tell us, Bob, what are you able to eat? What are you not able to eat?
Okay.
Yes. We'll just get into it here. I feel so awkward doing this to him, but
I would just go through it.
All right. Well, this is all right. Sorry.
I do eat books.
So this is, obviously a lot of people have a strong opinion about cranberry sauce. Some people like it out of the can.
What is is this something you enjoy, Bob?
No, I'm sorry. I thought that was a scented candle, and the answer to that would have been yes.
No, it's not. These are cranberries, but it comes in like a gelatin form. You can't eat that.
No, I can't eat that.
Is it like an allergy thing or just preference?
It's an allergy. It's the texture. I found a toenail in one of those once, and it just the memory shocked me to my core.
No.
Okay. Again, this is going to be weird. Okay. All right. So the next side I have is hot Dr. Pepper.
That sounds pretty good.
Hot Dr. Pepper. I can take that in an IV. Hot Dr. Pepper in an IV.
Is that something that they do? I don't know if it comes in an IV. I guess you could put anything in an IV.
You can put anything in an IV. Trust me.
Truly, you can. I know that, but this is they say heat it on the stove and then pour it into a glass over a thin lemon slice. And
is that actually? This is in a magazine, I guess, that you found this recipe, Paul. This is a popular Thanksgiving item.
Hot Dr. Pepper.
I'll tell you, if it tastes half as good as it looks, I'm going to be hog heaven.
Do you get the taste in the IV? Can you taste it in the IV?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because I had part of my veins collapsed because I have deep vein thrombosis. So my veins collapsed. They had to use they did lab grown veins to put into my arm, and some of the starter cells that they used for those veins were from tongues.
Oh God.
Okay. Oh, so you can literally taste it.
I can taste it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, this one is an interesting one. It is a Cheetos covered turkey. So this is you would.
There's a turkey under there. I see.
That's a turkey that is you use Cheeto crust and you kind of baste it. And would you have a turkey? Is
that something you would like? Bob?
If I have room after my Dorito chicken, then I don't see why not.
Oh, you always have a Dorito chicken.
I have. You know what a turducken is? I usually have a Dorito chicken stuffed inside a. What is this?
That's a Cheetos turkey.
Yeah. And inside that is a pack of gum.
Wow. All right. Well, so you bake the pack of gum inside?
You bake it right in there.
And then, okay. So it sounds like he can have that. Yes. I would put that on your list, Paul, if you're going to host him.
And, I'm not distinguishing things that I shouldn't eat and things that I can't eat.
This is,
this is just, are you physically able to eat these?
Again, I will eat it.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What else? You ask somebody,
you're not supposed to.
Is it healthy? No, but it's one day of the year. It's Thanksgiving.
Exactly. I'm one of those people that says, why don't we have Cheeto stuffed turkey all year long?
Right.
Well, I don't think that. Yeah, right. It's like people are like, why don't? Yeah, okay. Well, I don't think that. Okay. Anyway, Cheetos turkey. You will have. This is something really interesting. I found this online. It was from a tweet. It says, boyfriend made this for my family's Thanksgiving last year. It's a bologna cake with ranch cream cheese icing, and it was pretty good. So again, bologna cake with ranch cream cheese icing, and looks like some pimento olives on the top.
You can tell this ship to set sail because I am on board.
You're on board bologna cake. That's
bologna
interesting.
Cake. Oh yeah,
bologna cake.
I guarantee that this couple is not still together. That sounds like he really rolled the dice on that one, and I can't imagine that went over well. I mean,
can I suggest something?
Yeah, Bob.
Maybe her family is gross.
Right, sure, maybe they are.
I mean, look,
it's a good
always
point.
a fun. This one might be up your alley or may not be. This is bacon wrap banana. Oh, sorry, ham wrap bananas over eggs, which people say is a great morning after Thanksgiving treat. So you take a banana, you wrap it in ham.
You know what I call that? I call that the Elvis toilet. Yeah, that's I know it by a different name. That looks delicious. Oh boy.
Yeah. That
what is it, Paul? It's a banana wrapped in ham, cooked in eggs.
Yes. So you scramble up the eggs. And you let it all cook together, and that's supposed to be a great breakfast treat, as we say. It's an Elvis toilet, and
I've actually enjoyed that. I frequent prison food themed restaurant. This is one of those that they have there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this is definitely a bunker treat, as people are saying.
Oh yeah.
This one's interesting. I wanted to pull this up. It's a little bit harder to get into, but so this is a seafoam salad. And according to the ingredients in the seafoam salad, it is a package of lime jello, a large can of peas, a large piece of cream cheese, and then you're going to mix that all together. So that is peas, lime jello, and cream cheese, a seafoam salad.
I don't know that to me that doesn't sound great. I don't know, Bob. What do you think?
Well, it sounds bad, but most of my palate is visual.
Yeah.
So when it's put into that that form, I'll eat
the star form. Yeah.
That's why I have such a problem with soap, with decorative hand soaps.
You eat decorative hand soaps
if it's shaped like a seashell or like a flower or something like that.
But no, normally those are not edible things. I could see like a seashell would be if you found a real seashell, that would be a very hard thing.
Well, not necessarily. If you get like a young oyster or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But you don't typically, if you go to the beach, you don't walk down the beach looking for seashells to eat, right?
No.
That sounded like a yes.
Yes.
I think that's a yes.
I think this is maybe the last one. Oh, that was the last one. I'm sorry,
Bob. Let me ask you this, Bob, just because I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about the mustache thing. Are you going to be able to properly eat with the injury to your face and everything?
It's funny you say that, because my upper palate, as you know, most mustaches are directly connected to the upper palate. The roof of your mouth.
The nerves from the mustache are.
It's just like how your belly button goes right to your butt, and if you cut off your belly button, your butt would fall off.
I didn't know about that.
No. What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
This is medical science.
Okay.
My palate is starting to fall down. My upper palate.
Okay. The roof of your mouth is actually
the roof of my mouth is starting to fall down. Is collapsing.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The structural. I got to tell you,
it's kind of like
the term mush mouth before.
Yeah.
Mush mouth. Yeah. The structural integrity of my mouth is virtually non-existent.
I didn't know about that.
People want to know: do you rub the food on the stash?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I guess people are a little confused. Are they saying that like you put the food on the roof of your mouth, or you put it on your stash, or like you just still put the food in, even though you have a mush mouth, you can still get food in there. Yeah.
Yes. I just have to mash it down, even though my teeth become useless. So what I do is I mash the food with the roof, with the I use it's like a mortar and pestle.
Okay, got it.
Okay. I use the roof of my mouth like a mortar,
Okay.
And my tongue like a pestle, and I grind it in there.
And how do your teeth? How are your teeth? Do you have pretty
soft.
good?
I have very soft teeth. Yeah.
And is that because you can't drink milk, or you can't process milk?
Part of that is genetic, and some of it is just having a bad attitude. Can I read you? I don't know how much time do we have here.
Whatever you want, Bob. Whatever you want. We're not.
Okay. Now I've been, as you know, I do. I'm involved with many therapies and therapeutic pursuits in an effort to try to get to know myself more and to try to become less miserably depressed. And one of the things I've been doing lately is a Learning Annex personal essay short story class.
Oh, amazing.
Bob, before you read that, may I just speak with Paul privately? Paul, may I speak with you privately, please?
Yeah, sure.
Paul, I just want to give you, I just want to I just kind of needed a break because a lot of it is, it's like oppressive. It's so much,
I know.
Kind of bad news and like sadness that you start to actually. I know. I just I'm trying to figure out how to support him, but at the same time, it's so depressing. He just like so much wrong with him where I don't even know how to start.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the same boat. I mean, but I think
should we let him read the thing?
Yeah, we got to let him read.
Okay. Hey, Bob. Sorry, Bob.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was trying to eavesdrop.
Bob, you got a lot of blood. You still got a lot of blood on your face and your nose.
Oh, it's gushing, pal. I mean, I'm freezing cold. I'm already tracking the path to the emergency room. I wonder who's working tonight, by the way.
You know everybody at the emergency room.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
if Dolores is on tonight, it's gonna be fun. We have an inside joke. All right. Now, I'm just gonna read some of this. This is a work in progress. Okay.
What's the inside joke with Dolores? I'm just trying to lighten it up a little bit.
Oh, get out of here, you.
Okay, I like that. All right.
Paul, do you get it?
I mean, we all have our fun things. Yeah.
No, but do you get it?
Should we start an inside joke? I like to start when I do inside jokes with friends. I like to start with the punchline and work back from there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure.
You know.
What about like
wait, we have to tell him that we have to give it to him?
Wait, Robert, before we go on, I need to ask you.
Yeah.
Are you in a garbage can?
No, it looks like I am in a garbage can. But maybe that could be our inside joke just to save time. Maybe that's our inside joke.
No, that's not going to be it. The reason I ask is that I've lived in a garbage can at one point. I was going to say that yours looks very clean.
Yeah. This is just aluminum siding.
Did you say Oscar the Grouch?
Yeah.
You know the thing about Oscar the Grouch that would surprise a lot of people?
What?
I hope it's positive. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. You'd think with a name like Oscar the Grouch that he would be.
Yeah. I also think it's like a kid's character. It's probably not even a real person.
Many people are surprised to learn that for years I was a barbershop quartet roadie for the Bing Bong Beepers. Yes, the Bing Bong Beepers.
Oh, we're in the story. Okay, we
dubbed the craft work of barbershop quartet music. They dressed as robots and did groundbreaking harmonies that sounded like otherworldly beings making love. I worked very hard at that job. Each night before the performance, I would sweep, mop, and wax the stage, polish the old-timey microphone, wash the spiny metal bow ties, and delouse the straw boaters. I'd suck the spit out of the harmonic tuner, hand cut the confetti, fresh lung the balloons that would fall from the ceiling for the grand finale, reload all the firearms, replace any damaged arm garters, and finally, I'd chimpanzee groom seashells out of the performers' mustaches.
What?
I did all this because I had dreams of one day being in a barbershop quartet myself. A dream I kept to myself for fear of being made fun of. Me? In a barbershop quartet? What? I knew the job would be tough, but I wanted to learn from the ground up about the genre of music that had soothed my soul from time I had fallen in love with it as a 7-year-old boy at the non-permitted unincorporated county fair. Entering into the fair was like walking into another world. This magic place was a feast for the senses. As we entered the recently trampled front gates, my good ear was flooded with the sounds of excited children. 5-pack-a-day carnival barkers, and the screams of animals coming from the pay-what-you-can slaughterhouse. A cacophony of new sights fought for my attention so hard that I put in my bite stick well before the 1 p.m. seizure. The 38 Special and Mott the Hoople t-shirts of the ride operators, on the lam and drunk at 10 a.m., more faded Tasmanian devil tattoos than I could count.
He kind of
But
screwed
what
up.
really struck me
He
were the
screwed up
smells.
there reading it.
Oh, the smells. Corn on the cob, watermelon pie, deep-fried lottery tickets, and the adrenaline flooded fresh, emitting from the pay-what-you-can slaughterhouse.
Oh, geez.
To this day, when I catch a whiff of eviscerated rat or recently sacrificed goat, I'm transported right back to the county fair. Fresh cut hay, wounded livestock, and burning flesh from the stock car accidents. To this day, any one of these scents can take me right back to the grounds of the horse torture park where the fest was held.
Horse torture park.
I had begged my grandfather, Ducca, to take me to the fair all spring. When July rolled around, he forgot that he didn't like me and agreed. Ducca was a retired body parts salesman, earlobe, cadaver, mashed potato. He knew the fairgrounds like the back of his hand. He loved the spectacle of the place and from time to time made a little spinny cash sucking the farts out of dead chickens in the geek tent.
Oh boy.
In all the excitement of the fair hustle and bustle, we got separated. It took me a while to realize that I was lost. So transfixed was I on everything that the fair had to offer. I rooted for the underdog at the pie-eating contest. Watched Tom McCordle, old huge penis, win the three-legged race all by himself. And green with envy, watch my classmates go on dangerous, guaranteed lawsuit rides operated by drug addicts. I wasn't allowed to go on rides because I didn't want to. By the time I realized that the hand I was holding wasn't my grandfather, but what was in fact debris from the stuffed glove pavilion I had walked through hours before, I was deep in the fair and had no idea where Papa Ducca was. I panicked. Though I didn't have a name for it at the time, I realize now that this was my first panic attack. I was short of breath. My heart banged, a prog rock beat, Operation Mindcrime beat in my eardrums, and I broke out in a colder sweat than usual. Though it would grow up to be so lonely that I yearned for someone to abduct me from a crowded space in broad daylight, at the time it was my worst nightmare. And just as the world began to spin, I heard it. 4 voices coming together as one to create beautiful music. The meter may have been standard, but the effect was anything but. I don't even remember the group's name, but I think of these 4 exaggerated dandies not as singers, but as alchemists. The blend of complex harmonies and heavenly tone created a physical force. Sound wave washed over the crowd like a river of not too viscous gravy. We were transported back to a more innocent time with feel-good tunes like Wait Till the Sun Shines, Nelly. You tell me your dream and I'll tell you mine. Yes, sir, that's my baby, and we'll never let them date our women. Now it goes on from there, but I just wanted to.
Wow, Bob. I gotta tell you, like,
really great.
I've known you, Bob, for a long time, and and I feel like every time I meet you, I kind of have some preconceptions about you, but this story like opened my mind to
really great writing, Bob.
Yeah, I didn't understand how cutthroat and disgusting it was in the world of barbershop quartets, but
the Bing Bong Beepers, everybody knows the Bing Bong Beepers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they are,
and I could tell you a story. I mean, this is just getting going. I mean, the story goes on to talk.
Well,
about,
I mean, I don't know if we have to get into all of it, but
you are doing a podcast. People can listen to maybe more of your stories and more of you, right? I mean, where can people find you?
On the Comedy Bang Bang World Patreon.
I love this. It's actually really amazing Patreon because it gives you all the access to Comedy Bang Bang, all the old episodes. They'll give you all these great old. You had your show, which you originally, is it still called Affirmation Nation?
Yeah. The new show is called Full Throttle with Bob Ducca.
Got it. So you have access to all the Affirmation Nation on there as well if you join up for the Comedy Bang Bang.
And what is the sorry, I had an ear infection. Both my ears have been severely infected lately, so I haven't been able to listen to any podcasts.
Another thing we've got in common.
Well, we don't have to get into it, but what is the on Full Throttle? What do you talk about? Do you just kind of, is it all about your life, or is it more of your writings, or
it's really a mixed bag. It's my writings, my lists, my musings. We're going to have guests, but mostly it's me trying to do a podcast.
That's great.
Yeah, and you are working with a friend of our show here, Jason Mantzoukas, who I believe is your audio engineer. Or
No, my audio engineer is Mitchell. A lot of people think he looks like Jason Kruger.
Oh, got it. Okay, yes, that's you know.
Is Jason Mantzoukas the one that's on the British soccer show about the guy with the mustache?
Ted Lasso? No, that's not. That's
him. Jason Sudeikis. That's Jason Sudeikis.
What did I say?
A lot of people,
you said Jason Mantzoukas. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people get Jason Mantzoukas also confused with Oscar Isaac from Dune. So I get that there is so Mitchell, you and Mitchell are trying to put this show together full throttle. You can find it on if you just go to comedybangbangworld.com, you can sign up and see the whole plan and the whole situation there, and you get all a bunch of great
Don't
stuff.
write out .communications.
Yeah, you should not do that.
You don't
think
have
anybody
to do
does
that. Yeah. No.
Well,
yeah, people aren't going to do that.
You know.
Well, Bob, this has been a real treat. A real treat.
Exciting. Paul, I'll be at your house for the main course. Rob, I'm looking forward to dessert. And
we've just got a full boat over here. Like I said, because
I'll bring my life vest. I'll bring my life vest. Listen, I've been thrown off of lots of boats before, and you know what? It's basically like your friendship is like chum for me, and I will come and gobble it up and jump in your boat.
That's nice. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, it's always a pleasure, and I can't wait to talk to you again. You're such a great friend, and always a friend of the show, and we really appreciate you coming on.
I love you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Oh,
okay, Bob. Thank you.
Wow,
that was nice. It
ended really nice. I mean, yeah.
Wow. I didn't want to say I love you to him because I worry that would encourage a lot of unannounced visits and stuff, because he does know where I live, and
right.
And he has been one of the people that's I found in my neighborhood parked outside when I walk the dog, and he's out there masturbating.
The Roberazzi, yeah. Well, Rob, maybe people are doing that. I want to just give you a little bit of shine right now. Maybe people are doing that because your new hit show is on the air right now on
thank you for bringing that up, Paul. It is the show that I'm on is called The Sex Lives of College Girls, and to be clear, the show starts today on HBO Max. I believe there's a couple episodes. To be clear, I'm not in the poster, and that's because I am not a college girl and I don't have sex on the show. I'm a dad. Yeah, I'm one of the dads.
So you don't have sex with your wife on the show?
I think it's implied because we do have a child.
You have a child, yeah.
The Renee Rapp, who's on the left of she's the tall blonde girl, is that's my daughter on the show, and so so that's
the reviews of this show are phenomenal.
In all seriousness, I have a small part on the show, but these girls are all super funny, and I didn't know anything about any of them. They're all like 20 years old or something, but they're all just like super talented and funny. And
it's a Mindy Kaling
and Justin Noble created the show, and the reviews have been bonkers. Like, it's so people seem to be really into it, and
it's not, the title is like,
I think the title's sort of a joke. It's not just about them having, I'm sure they do have sex on the show, but it's all like,
it's more like the boring life.
It's about like them becoming adults and them growing up and stuff. So I think there's a lot of heart and a lot of like cool drama, and not just like them having sex, I pitched a lot of storylines for myself where it would involve me and my wife having sex on the show. They said, hey, thanks a lot. We got your ideas. We're not going to use those because the show's not about the parents at all. It's about the kids,
And a lot of people have been asking, are you going to be showing up at 16 Handles, which is the that's a an ice cream place to make the all-nighter cold brew gelato that is part of the show?
Oh, that's a great question. That sounds like a promotion that I was not invited to. But what I did
so you will
do,
not be there
no,
in
I wasn't
New
invited
York,
to
New
that.
Jersey, or Connecticut. Okay.
No, I
Just so
wasn't
people
invited
know,
to that.
we've got to make sure people do not go.
Yeah, if you're anticipating
expecting Rob.
Yeah, if you're anticipating my appearance, no, I won't be there. But I will say that I did self-produce my own publicity tour, which I'm about to do, which is me. I'm doing 600 colleges where I'm dropping in unannounced to promote the show, and I'm going to classrooms. You know what I figured is like, you've probably done comedy shows before. I mean, I know you have it at schools and stuff where, you're always performing in like some weird auditorium somewhere where only like the freshman kids go there, or the nerds,
Yeah.
I figured I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through the regular channels. I'm not going to go through, the school talent committee or whatever. I booked it myself. I'm going into classrooms. I'm barging in. I'm saying, hey, you motherfuckers, you fucking listen to me. I'm on this show.
Don't
show's
do this.
Great. You fucking watch it, and then I'm going to run out and throw some
Please don't do this.
DVDs of the show. I'm going to throw the DVDs up into the air and then peel out in my car.
I don't think I think it's going to do. First of all, things are not on DVD anymore. You shouldn't be barging onto campuses unannounced. I mean, I thought you would do some cosplay, like you would come in your character's look here and have bags and be like, where's my daughter's room? You could be doing stuff like that.
I do love that. Like, I do, of course, play this. Her dad is like this awful Republican guy, and of course, I look like that type of guy. So I'm happy to do that. But it was super fun. David Gordon Green, David Allen Greer directed the pilot.
David Allen Greer.
David Gordon Green directed the pilot. Who did Halloween and all that stuff.
You're really. I love that you're rocking the blazer, the no sleeve blazer, the vest.
This is we shot these at Vassar, the real Vassar College in New York. And we shot a lot of that stuff over the summer, and people were like, what is this show? I can't wait. And you're like, it's called The Sex Lives of College Girl, and they're like, what? But no, super funny show, and that starts tonight. The other thing, Paul,
and let me just ask you one more question. I don't mean to, but like this is a question that people have been asking. Is this a picture from the show? This is still. I'll show it to you real quick. Here we go. Is this from the show?
That is. I can't tell if that's big or if that is small. On my screen, it's small, but maybe it's big.
Okay.
Great question, Paul. No, this is. Did you just Google Rob People and any image that came up?
I googled.
This was two Christmases. This was 2 Christmases ago, on vacation with my family in Hawaii, and this kid goes, "Hey man," I don't even think he knew who I was. He was like, "Hey man, are you on TV?" My daughter's there, and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Are you on TV?" I'm like, sometimes. Hey, can I get a picture with you? I'm like, yeah, man. Like literally, you can see me just trying to get out of this picture. I love that this kid put this on the internet.
When I typed in Rob People Sex Lives of Girls, this was one of the top ones that came up. Rob, I want to get into your dilemma because we have. This is actually the most important thing that we have to talk about today for the show. I want you to have the whole floor here. I will save my opinion until the end. I will clarify anything if need be, but let us know what happened to you.
Well, let's dive right in. The other day I got a text message on my phone, and it was from a number, and I'm going to read it to you guys in its entirety. And I won't tell you the name of the person that sent this to me. I don't even know their name. Okay, this was just a couple days ago. Out of the blue, this came onto my phone. Hey, Rob, I'm passing through NYC December 11th to December the 15th, and am looking for a place to stay. this is a really ballsy ask because you don't even know me. Right. I work for the church that your mom went to, and I won't say the name of the church, in South Carolina. I answered the phone when you called to make her funeral arrangements. And after the funeral is when I recognized you from TV. I'm sorry for your loss. The reason I'm going to NYC is that I won tickets to Stephen Colbert's show and decided to make a trip out of it. Tell me to fuck off if you want, and I'll never bother you again. I promise. Okay, that's the end. So I got that text a couple days ago.
Yeah, and by the way, just so you know, Rob, everyone in the chat is like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. So just so people know, this is totally real, and this was my mom died a couple years ago, and she went to this church in South Carolina, and I've been there many times, and I called the church obviously to set up her funeral. And I guess this guy, I think this is a guy. I don't know why I think it's a guy. I just think it's a guy. I think this guy just answered the phone and wrote down my number. And then when I came there for my
energy, by the way, that's why I do think it's a guy.
But then when I came there, when I came there for my mother's funeral, I guess this guy recognized me, and God bless you, Paul. Paul came there unannounced. Paul, I still cry when I think about that. Paul Scheer came to my mom's funeral. I didn't know he was coming. I looked out there and saw Paul. Almost started crying. Still start crying thinking about it. But so this person who works at this church had the fucking balls to save my number my mom died in 2018. So for 3 years, kept my number, is walking around with my phone number, and which, whatever. So long story short,
but it's also I
was just gonna say that I have not responded to this for a couple of reasons. One, I was furious. Two, I didn't want this person to know that they had the right number.
That's a good move.
That was my main thing. And then I thought that if I responded, I would say something that I might regret later. So, because what I wanted to say was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? You saved my number from when my mom died, and you think that I'm going to allow you, a stranger, to crash at my house in December for 4 days? Are you a fucking maniac?" Like,
there are so many things I want to say about this, that it's so like, it's so many levels of insanity. And the one that I'm most hung up on, because the other ones are egregious. Like, there are ones that are like, that is an insane person. But the one that I think I'm most obsessed over is, I won tickets to Stephen. Like, it's like, I'm gonna make a trip out of it. It's like, that's first of all, that show seats hundreds. It's in the Ed Sullivan. Like, he made it like he won the lotto or something like this. I'm making so that shows like just the imbalance of it too. But I mean, there's so many things. Like, Rob, like, he didn't even like Google you, look at your Instagram, look at anything, to be like, oh, I just assume that he's still in New York.
Because I mean, that's fine. I understand. I mean, some people would just think that I live. There's so many things. There's so many things. Well, my wife said, and my brother said, I have two brothers, and I sent it to both my brothers who are in South Carolina, and I was like, do you believe? And like, both my brothers were like, what in the world? Everyone thought that I should call the church and at least say to a higher up person there, hey, I don't want this person to be fired or whatever, but I just want you to know that this person did this and it's really inappropriate. And I think that you should have a friendly discussion with them, but I don't want you to fire them, blah, blah, blah. My thought is that if I call the church, he's going to pick up the phone,
of course. And you don't,
like, hello?
By the way, and you don't know, because this is again, this is not a voicemail. This is a text message that you got from a stranger years ago who you don't even remember. It could be a woman, it could be a man,
it could be
whoever,
anybody. Yeah.
And it's,
I mean, what I would guess is that this is some kid that has no clue, like just completely clueless, which is not an excuse. Like, you know, when I thought about it,
he does know, because he says if this is completely like it is oddly aware of how insane it is, but also unaware of how insane it is. It's like I know there's so many things I want to break down, and I just say like this. Looking at it just from this perspective, in his mind, and rightfully so, you are a celebrity who lives in New York. You are on TV. He recognizes you, or he or she recognizes you, and they're like, "This is a celebrity that I was excited to even see." Now, while it's inappropriate to say that at your mother's funeral, like all of this, I have to push so much off to the side just to condense it down to this. So he knows you're a celebrity. So the balls to even go like, I'm just gonna call up not only a stranger, but someone who is like just a celebrity, like, a celebrity who's married and like it's beyond bold. It's not a friend of a friend. It's not like, oh, your mom, your mom didn't even have a relationship with him. He just worked at the church your mom went. Like, there's no connection.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's like me saying to the Rock, can I crash at your place?
Yeah.
Because I saw you one time.
I did not even, to my memory, meet this person. I don't think I met this person or like chatted or took a picture, like, because he would have said, hey, I enjoyed meeting you, and or whatever, like, hey, we talked or whatever. And also, like, I'm also very aware, like, I like to qualify things. I'm not a super famous person. I don't think that I am. I'm just an actor that some people know. Like, most people don't know me.
You've done a million things that people know you from, but regardless, I guess what I'm saying is, this guy is saying, I love you from TV. Can I stay up the person? Like, it'd be, again, I would say it would be a different story if he didn't recognize you, but he goes, hey, I remember we had a conversation. You said you lived in New York, which you didn't even do at that point. But regardless, I'm just saying that, like, he's the one adding that information. I know you from TV, so I'm like the only connection. Like, it's like he's the one offering that up, not you.
I'm just so curious, like, what he thought would happen. Like, best case scenario, did he think that I would say, yeah, man, come on up. You got a fucking couch you can crash on. My wife and kid will hang out in the other part of the apartment, and you can have it all to yourself. Or we're not even going to be in New York. We're traveling, and you can have the run of the place. Like,
well, let me defend him for a second and go like this. In his mind, I keep on calling him a him. I don't mean to do that, but he might feel Rob is incredibly successful. He's a guy from TV. Not only does he have a place in New York, he probably has like the top floor of a building, and like I could stay there and he wouldn't even know I was there. Like, is that like, I mean, it doesn't make it better.
It doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it better. I mean, like, any way you cut it, it's wildly presumptuous and inappropriate, and also just entitled. It's just like white dude entitlement. And I assume that he's white. I don't know.
I mean, I'll say this too. There's a terrible thing going on right now in our culture, in my opinion. And back to dad talk, dad talking, which is people go like, I got to take my shot. And taking my shot now has just been like, I got to be super rude. I got to do something kind of inappropriate, because it's like, I got to do it. And I feel like
you mean take my shot? Like,
when people
I'm just throwing this out there.
I got to take my shot.
Oh yeah.
That is really,
oh, I get that
a
lot.
I think doing us a disservice. Like, this, I got to take my shot.
Well, that's all a product of, I think, just internet anonymity and texting, and that's that you don't have to ask me face to face. Yeah. It's just, I get that a lot on Instagram. People will say, and I don't mind this at all, by the way. Like, people say, hey, I'm in college and I do a podcast about comedy, and I would love for you to come on the show. Like, you know, I get that all the time, which is, you know, that's nice. I'm not going to do it, but that's nice.
Yeah, like I'm talking about stuff like I've seen Shoot My Shot really be like, I know I'm being super rude right now, but I can't. I can't leave without being super rude. It's like it's sort of like a justification for being extremely rude. And look, there are people go, I got to shoot my shot and be like, can we get a picture? Like, that's not shooting your shot. Yes, you get like, let's go hang out. It'd be great. But shooting my shot where it's like, I don't know. I've seen it done in different ways. I don't know. I'm so mad at this, Rob. I'm so mad at this.
It's to me, it's funny. It wasn't. I don't think it wasn't at the time. Yeah, when it went, like last week, I had a crazy week, and this just caught me just at a bad time. But yeah, like the shitty thing is that this idiot will someone will watch this and say like, oh, you got to watch this, man. They were talking about, you know, whatever. If you're watching this, I would just tell you, dude, you are a fucking dum-dum. That's it. Like, I know you work.
Are not watching it.
I know you work at a church, and maybe you think because you work at a church that whatever, and I don't think you knew my mom. I don't know if he knew my mom. If he's friends with my mom, I'll feel bad.
He didn't. Like,
I don't think he even knew my mom. Yeah.
No, I mean, of course he doesn't, because I feel like this is like a young man. Your mother was not, you know, like, I don't think your mom's hanging out with like, early 20-year-olds. I mean, maybe she was. But like, I also feel like, oh man, this makes me. I don't think you should call the church, because here's why I don't think you should call the church. It's only going to go wrong. This is probably a once in a lifetime situation where this all happened. It's not like, oh, a bunch of people are calling here and he's saving numbers and stuff like that. So it's like he can't really be penalized for it. I think that you just don't respond or block, or I just think you just block. I think you block and walk away, because there's such an energy of like, I would love to respond to it and be like, I'm going to serve this person up. But then you know that then there's going to be like a screen text, be like, man, Robbie was kind of a dick. All I do is ask to stay at his house. You know,
I mean, I'm not worried about that. Like, I actually don't care if he thinks I'm a dick. Like, I don't care. But like,
I wish you just wrote,
I feel like posting it on. I feel like posting it on Instagram though, because it is so. The only thing is that he would love that. But I just think it's like so dumb. I feel like showing people what a fucking idiot this person is, but whatever. Maybe I'm making too much of a thing about it.
No, I think honestly, like I guess what I would say is this. It is, I always am amazed at a very audacious move. Like, there is something respectable about something so insane. Like, you know, and on the level of just going like, wow, like the amount of hoops that I jumped through, like to not do anything even like, I'm always like, oh, should I say this or should I do this? And I'm so far away from the edge when I see like how far people go. I think that's when I'm always like amazed at, like, because this has to be normal behavior. Like, to feel that confidence, be like, just email him. He could have DM'd you. He could have tweeted at you. He could have. There's a million ways to get in touch, but using that number and even owning up that I saved your number is wild.
That's gross. I think I won't post on Instagram. I think I'll just put this in like some stand up and just read it on stage and like.
I think that's a good thing. And oh man, but you know what? Here's my pitch to you. Get a camera, rent an Airbnb in New York, and say yes. And then bring this guy in, and then let him sit for 4 days with the most uncomfortable, like, let's do it, man. Come on in. Oh I got my place all ready for you. Let's go. And then you decorate that Airbnb to be fucking weird. And you're like, are we going to hang out? And we tape the whole thing and we release it as a movie.
Listen, man, renting some fucking weird warehouse in like, I'm not above that at all. Like, yeah, for real. Like, rent some fucking weird, like, you know, garage apartment, like in Queens, you know, and say, oh, totally, dude. I'm not going to be there, but you can crash there. Oh, that would be amazing.
And you start taping him like I just tape everything. I'm a director, man. I love and like, you make him regret the ask. Like, I'm so glad you talked to me, man. I've been looking for a deep connection. This is could you say yes and then creep him out so much?
This like, is hey, man, like someone in the chat said this is like that movie with What was the Airbnb movie, the horror movie?
Oh yeah, the Dave Franco movie. Yeah,
Dave Franco, yeah, The Lodge.
Like, I mean, you just be like, do you like loud music? Cool. Like, just keep on
Yeah.
asking movies. I'm stocking up the fridge already. Let's get it going. Oh my God. Or just
I also feel like I should email this to Colbert and just be like, hey man, I hope this guy doesn't like try to murder you.
Dude, what you should do is email it to Colbert and then have Colbert like go, hey, did
before
like,
the
have
show
Colbert do it? Because isn't Colbert from
he's from
your same
South
hometown?
Carolina. Yeah. And actually, like when Clemson a couple of years ago, Clemson won the national championship, and our buddy Brian Stack works for Colbert, and so I hit up Brian and I was like, hey man, is there any way I could hook up the Clemson football team with tickets to Colbert? And Brian Stack was like, absolutely. And he set up the whole thing. So all the Clemson football team got to go and see Colbert because of Brian Stack, which is so nice.
I love that. I want to say one more thing, which is this. What would be great if this would be the best plan, the best version of the revenge plan. You say, oh man, thanks for reaching out. Unfortunately, don't live in New York anymore, but what day you're going to Colbert? And he'll say like September, whatever it is, December 12th. Go, okay, great. Well, I hope you have a great time. I'll talk to my buddies over there and make sure they treat you real good. So you find out December 12th, and then you talk to Colbert and be like, hey, can you book me on the show for December 12th? I'm going to read this thing and we're going to do this. So he's in the audience and ladies and gentlemen, Rob Hubel. And you come out and you go, hey, I want to talk about this thing.
That is funny. If I ever get to do his show again, I would totally read this. This is just giving the guy more oxygen, but
I know, but you're not saying his name. It's because it's like, I think it would be, we can all relate to it. It's so great, Rob. That's so great.
Funny.
Great
Rob,
show. Great show. We're not doing a
thanks to Sophie. Yes. Are we? Have we decided that? Are we going to do? What do we do? Should we do a best of? Should we make Molly?
I think we'll figure just let everybody enjoy their
Yeah. Everybody will be at their own family.
Yeah, we both have our families that we're dealing with, and so it'll be harder. But we'll be back. We'll be back, and we have a big show. We're gonna make Rob and I are gonna make a big charity show coming up in December. We're gonna raid. Who are we raiding, Molly? Who are we? Do we know who we're raiding? By the way, I don't know if any of you people are nerds like me, but I love G4, and G4 is back. Which they have a brand new channel, G4 TV
is back. Twitch. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's awesome, and they are doing Attack of the Show again, and it's really, really fun. But we're gonna raid somebody right now. What else?
Thanks to Bob Ducca. Thanks to Sophie.
And Seth Morris, you follow him wherever you can follow him. Everyone's up here.
Check out Bob Duca's podcast on Comedy Bang Bang World, and check out Sophie's book. And super fun. Good.
Jump into the Discord, and we'll do some more fun stuff in the next week or so. There'll be Molly is hosting another sleepover next Tuesday with Anna Cecilia. They're going to do a fun thing, so you get a little bit of that. And we will see you all later. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
If you like what you're watching, we have tons of these shows. We do them every Thursday. Come on by again to watch the full episode. Check out all of our past episodes with people like Seth Rogen, Ed Helms, Lake Bell, Judy Greer, Rob Corddry, and so many more. Ron Funches and I, you hear the whole genesis of our wrestling match right here on this show. It's all happening here on YouTube. Subscribe, sign up, join my Discord at discord.gg/Paul Scheer. Thank you so much. See you next week for another episode of Thursdays with Rob and Paul.